Metaphor ReFantazio at the time was one of my most anticipated games of 2024 alongside Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Infinite Wealth, and Persona 3 Reload. I am still fairly new when it comes to Atlus titles, so I was so excited to be able to play a brand new game with everyone else. And now, in March 2025, I finally beat Metaphor ReFantazio 129 hours later on hard mode. Hey, what is up? It's me, Curiousjoi, and here is my review of Metaphor ReFantazio. This is not a spoiler-free review, so there will be spoiler footage being displayed, but I will try and keep it out of context, and I will not be discussing serious plot points. This is your warning. Metaphor ReFantazio is probably one of my favorite Atlus games for many reasons. For starters, the game doesn't take place in high school, and all the adults weren't horrible people. The theme being around overcoming anxiety really brought it home for me. The game found a way to be fantasy while also being relatable to the current world in unique ways.
Come out! Show yourself!
Wow, that's some crazy echo.
Kind of nice getting to let loose.
As I mentioned at the beginning, the game took me around 129 hours, but that doesn't account for all the forced quitting I did along the way. Before I got to September, a lot of my peers always said, "Oh man, just wait till you get to September," so my expectations were high. I pretty much predicted a lot of where the story was going, but the execution of Saints Day and the revealing of the truth really blew me away. It was at that point I was worried because I was ranking Metaphor really high, but I still had a lot of game left. So all I could hope for was that it stuck the landing, and it did, 1,000 times over. I was pretty much crying the whole time with how the ending was. With all the praises comes some criticism. Nothing is perfect, right? There are two kinds of major issues I had during my time with Metaphor, and one of them is a double-edged sword. The moment that October hit, the game lost a lot of steam. It was long and drawn out, but at the same time, I was grateful to have these long drawn out moments because I was able to over-prepare and easily get through the final boss. Oh, okay. The main reason why it felt long and drawn out is kind of connected to the other issue I had with the game. Way too much reading. As much as I enjoyed the things that I read, I really wish the game provided more voice acting. The cast was amazing, so having to read most of the social links and great moments was a bit tiresome. This isn't new to these kind of games, seeing as this is by the creators of Persona, but I hope in future projects they require less reading. Most people don't mind, but from my experience as a streamer, I read everything poorly out loud to my audience, and it exhausted me. Other than that, the game was dang near really close to perfect. There wasn't a single character I didn't like, and the entire cast was wonderful. Every moment I spent was a delight, but I do have a favorite, and it was Luis. Chat, I like Luis. Not because he's bad, because I like that he's just bad. Luis has, to me, officially become the greatest villain in JRPG. He was smart, blunt, honest, and sexy. Wait, what? I loved how he always spoke his mind, and even his final plea, it was hard not to agree with him to the point that the main heroes did as well. I just really enjoyed him and his presence. Since I basically liked all the characters, I'll tell you the team that carried me to victory. For most of the time during my playthrough, I went with Will, the protagonist, Hulkenberg, Juna, and Husbando Stroll. So I guess I do kind of have favorites. All in all, Metaphor ReFantazio is a 9.5 out of 10. It's pretty much perfect, but with my issues that I had with it, I had to knock it down a little.
Right?
I still have many Atlus titles to go through, but as of right now, Metaphor ReFantazio might just be my favorite.